So the presidential debate went on. Let's see what they talking about for black people. You with me?
Face again in the second term. President Biden, while black unemployment dropped to a record low under your presidency, black families still earn far less than white families. Black mothers are still 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy related causes, and black Americans are imprisoned at 5 times the rate of white Americans. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed that you haven't made more progress?
To acknowledge they made a lot of progress, number one. The fact of the matter is there's more small black businesses that have been started than any time in history. Number two, the wages of black unemployment is the lowest level it's been in a long, long time. Number three, we're providing housing for black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporate races to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that,
Hold up, man. Hold up. But what make y'all vote for this man, dog? This man old, man. Why y'all want to vote for 90-year-olds to run your country and shit? Well, I don't know if he 90, but come on, man. The dude have a problem speaking and shit.
we find that the impact on the choice that black families have to make
Y'all
relative to
voting for this
childcare
dude, dog.
is incredibly difficult. When we did the first major piece of legislation that passed, I was able to reduce black childcare costs. I cut them in half. We got to make sure we provide for childcare costs. We got to make sure, because when you provide those childcare protections, you increase economic growth because more people can be in the.
So if they wanted anything to be better or whatever, all they gotta do is give us money, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like you give billions to other countries and to illegal immigrants and all that. Give the Americans the money, even if you don't want to give it specifically to blacks, because it's like for whatever reason, American governments, it's like they're not allowed to do anything specifically for black Americans, or for some reason they are scared to do it, or they having meetings which, you know what I'm saying, to keep black Americans down or something. So doing stuff specifically for black Americans, it seems like it's not allowed. And Kamala already said that she's not doing nothing specifically for black people. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to do it specifically for us, even though you could do things specifically for other people, I just give everybody the bread, dog. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no. If you got billions to give to foreigners and you got billions to give to illegals, it should be no homeless American. It should be no military person struggling. No American should be homeless on the streets. Nobody should be owing money on their rent. I mean, everything should be free. If you got billions and dollars to give to other motherfuckers, then, you know what I'm saying, instead of giving it to them, invest that shit in your own country. You know what I'm saying? Bring the poverty level up. If poverty go down, so does crime.
Job market. So there's more to be done, considerably more to be done. But we've done a great deal so far, and I'm not letting up, and they know it.
You have 49 seconds left. What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family first-time home buyer should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and those black individuals who had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged in nursing, doctor, and anything having to do with volunteerism, if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more.
I haven't. I don't give a about no student debt, dog.
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation, and he's right, it's been very bad. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing people. They can't buy groceries anymore. They can't look at the cost of food. Where
I
it's
definitely
doubled,
buy groceries, nigga.
tripled,
Fuck you talking about?
quadrupled. they can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone.
Wow.
He destroyed it with his Green New scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in.
The illegal, I'm telling you, dog.
And it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people.
Sorry, flooding the country with illegal immigrants, that is detrimental to America, period. It's not just detrimental to black Americans, which it is, but it's detrimental to America, period. You know what I'm saying? Who agrees with just flooding the country with all these immigrants and then they not really knowing who they bringing over here, knowing who they allowing to come over here, like criminals are coming over here, people getting released from prison, I heard, and being sent over here. Come on, dog. They not vetting these people. They just got the borders open. It makes no sense. No other country is doing that. The countries where these people are coming from, right? That's coming over here, just jumping across the border. Try to do the same thing in their countries. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody come over here from Honduras, they go across the Mexican border and sneak over here and whatever, and then they get taken care of or whatever. Try to go to, say you struggling and you fucked up out here. You don't got nothing. You feel the government is against you. You decide I'm gonna go to Honduras. No, you can't sneak across their borders and they catch you and they just gonna take care of you. It's gonna be problems. You can't do that in no country but this country. It makes zero sense. And the reason why a lot of them politicians don't care about it is because them illegal immigrants are not moving into their neighborhoods. They like the illegal immigrants because they can get some work done for cheap. But when they finish that work, they in the ghettos. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to deal with them. We do.
They're taking black jobs and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you. President Biden?
There was no inflation when I became president. You know why? The economy was flat on its back. 50% unemployment.
Oh my God.
Decimated the economy. Absolutely decimated the economy.
Oh my
That's why
God.
there was no inflation at the time. There were no jobs. We provided thousands and millions of jobs for individuals who were in involved communities, including minority communities. We made sure that they had health insurance.
All right, hold up, man. I'm done with that shit. Hey, dog, the man said it was no jobs and like 50% unemployment. Dog, he took over during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Biden became the president during the COVID epidemic. The reason why it was so much unemployment is because Biden, you know what I'm saying? Like they made mandates. You know what I'm saying? The government, they made mandates to make people get vaccines. A lot of people refused to get the vaccines. Because of that, thousands of people lost their jobs, dog. Thousands. That's why the unemployment was so high, dog. You know what I'm saying? What is he talking about, Slum? Like Biden full of shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all treated COVID as if it was the worst thing ever. The shit, I guess it came out of, they say it came out of China in a lab. Why? Why are you making COVID in a lab in China? Why? What is the, if it came out of a lab or whatever, why? What is the point of making that disease, shorty? You know what I'm saying? What is the point if it came out of a lab? Why? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, once the shit started spreading, they treated that shit like it was the worst shit ever. Like it was going to kill the whole world. And the liberals, the Democrats, was on some shit like, oh, if you don't get vaccinated, that's why the COVID is so bad, because y'all not getting vaccinated. And it's the people that's not vaccinated that keep spreading it, which all that shit was lies. Like, you know what I'm saying? A vaccine don't make you not spread it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit was lies, man. but they made that shit seem like it was the worst shit ever. And then they made all them mandates. And I remember the shit in New York with all them healthcare workers that spent all that time dealing with all these emergency COVID patients. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have no vaccines. And then Biden ended up making this shit mandatory. And then them same people that was, you know, at ground zero dealing with all them COVID patients, they ended up losing their jobs because they didn't get vaccinated. Because a lot of them didn't want to do it because they didn't know what the fuck was in a You had medical people that didn't want to get vaccinated because they wasn't trusting that shit. And thousands of people lost their jobs behind that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? The liberals did that. Why people don't remember that shit? If you are a black man in America, if you are a black American, why are you voting for Biden, dog? Why are you voting for Republicans? Republicans come across as racist as hell. They don't understand the black American struggle. They know the history of slavery. They know the history of the Jim Crows. They know the civil rights movement. That shit was just in the 60s and shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that long ago. But they act as if, you know, none of that shit, the hundreds of years of oppressing black people don't have nothing to do with how black people are today. That's their mentality. Oppressing motherfuckers for 100 years, treat them like shit, and then we just supposed to, after it's so-called over, just become rich and be great. You know what I'm saying? With no type of resources. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really understand our struggle. So a lot of them do seem racist. But I don't see the policies that they have that's real negative. They not really giving a shit either. But I don't see the negativity. Like, if you are voting for Biden, in my opinion, you have to either be an immigrant or you have to be LGBTQ. If you are a straight black man in America, why are you voting for, if you are a straight black American, why are you voting for Biden? He don't do shit for you. The people that supporting Biden are immigrants because he allowed them motherfuckers to come over here by the millions. And the LGBTQ, because he endorses that. He make rules and laws and shit specifically for them. Biden is 100% with them, which is, you know, I guess that's cool or whatever. But if you're just a straight male that's black, like, he ain't doing shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime it's a movement for anything, they always gotta attach that shit to black. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the civil rights movement was about, you know what I'm saying, blacks basically getting their freedom. I mean, it was about, you know, the women's, you know, being equal and all that was part of it too. But the civil rights, when you think of civil rights, you thinking about Martin Luther King and all that and all the shit that was going on with the civil rights movement, which was basically black people trying to get on equal terms with white people. We trying to get treated equally. That's what civil rights was about. Anytime they want to, like, advance some shit, they always attach that shit to black people. So Biden would do shit for black people, but you have to be like LGBTQ black. Or you have to be like an immigrant that's black. But in terms of black Americans, he not doing shit for you at all. As a black American, why would you vote for a president that don't know what a man and woman is? I would never support liberals or Democrats because they was pushing. It was like a couple of years ago. I ain't been following that shit like that lately. I'm on some other shit right now. But I remember, like, it was a big thing that was going around with the liberals and this LGBTQ shit when they was talking about trans kids and you know what I'm saying, getting certain rights for trans kids. Like, what is a trans kid, man? They was saying shit like, people are born without genders, and you know, being able to pick your gender when you get a certain age and all that shit is weird, dog. Why would you vote for a president that's on that type of shit, dog? It's like they trying to change how life is. Like, that's not real. That's not life, man. Like I said, I can understand the LGBTQ supporting the liberals. That's the only reason why they support the liberals. Not because they got the greatest policies or whatever. It's just specifically about the policies that they do for LGBTQ. But outside of that, they don't do shit. They do shit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? They do shit for immigrants. They make, you know, a Asian person, like a few years ago when that white dude, I think it was in Georgia, he went up to like two different Asian salons or something, or nail spas or something, and he killed like multiple Asian people. And then right after that happened, you know, they made that shit into some like anti-Asian shit that was happening with blacks. Like, blacks were against Asian. We got to stop the Asian hate. The black people are hating on the you know what I'm saying? It went from a white motherfucker killed multiple Asians to some shit like black people was stop the Asian hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people getting killed every day, man. Every day. You know what I'm saying? We been going through the struggle. We still going through the struggle. But I don't hear them talking about stop the black hate and shit. Like, they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are Biden policies that y'all messing with? Because when Trump was in office, dog, we was eating. Don't forget, man, how much you was eating when that man was in office, dog. You know what I'm saying? Them free checks. And then you know what I'm saying? You had people that was getting laid off for work, and they was making more money not working than they was making working. Y'all don't remember that shit? Y'all gonna act like y'all don't remember that shit? That was like what, like 2019? Was that like 2019, 2020? Some shit like that? Like, motherfuckers was buying Benzes, motherfuckers was getting all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? PPE loans and all that. Motherfuckers was getting that. You know what I'm saying? When Trump was in office, the negativity was coming from the media. The media was making it negative. The media kept talking all this racist shit, racist shit, racist shit. But the man wasn't doing nothing racist. The man said build a wall. That's not about racism. That's about protecting your country. He said build a wall. Y'all made it seem like he was like, man, fuck Latinos and can't no Latinos come in this country. That's not what he was saying. He just don't want motherfuckers just hopping over this motherfucker. You can't do that shit nowhere else, man. Why should we accept that shit? You can't do that shit nowhere else. No other countries. Know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. I don't understand how like, I can understand if you don't like Trump. I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? But I can't understand if you do support Biden unless you LGBTQ or you an immigrant, man. You know what I'm saying? If you supporting Biden and you acting like you straight and you acting like you a American, like, nah, dog, it's something going on with you. Like, just keep it real with yourself, man. That's just what it is, man. I can't see a straight person, you know what I'm saying, supporting Biden. It just don't make sense. And another thing about the Roe v. Wade shit, right? Like, why is that an issue, man? Like, why do people want to fight so hard for the right to abort kids and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, man, look, if you want to abort your baby, hey, that's on you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's on you, man. That's what you gonna have to answer to that maybe when you die or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think when people get aborted, like, we need all the engineers and geniuses to come together and make some type of program that when women when they have abortions, you know what I'm saying, they should put like a virtual reality machine on your head, and you would be in that machine for like an hour or two. And during that hour or two, You live the whole life raising this child. You get to see everything. You know what I'm saying? You living a whole life with that child. You get to see them grow old. You get to see the accomplishments. But in all actuality, it's only an hour or two you in that machine. And you know what I'm saying? Then once the program end, then they bring you your fetus. You know what I'm saying? Then that'll make a motherfucker think like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe, you know, you would think like when you about to fuck, like, oh, let me make sure I use protection, or let me make sure I get on birth control. Because I could see if, you know, if people, it was a whole bunch of females getting pregnant from rapes, then I could see that shit. But when you just out here living your life, like, it's consequences to everything. So you out here fucking and doing what you want to do, then you get pregnant, and you just like, fuck it, I'm going to kill the baby. Hey, do that. But, you know, I think it should be a limit. You shouldn't just be, you know. Or if you live in a state and they say they don't allow that, then, you know, you just need to go somewhere where they allow it. I don't think it should be like a fight. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, motherfuckers want to stand on like, oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for him because he gonna let us have abortions, yeah. Or this person anti-abortion, oh, he's evil, fuck him. He don't want us to, this my body and he don't want us to kill our babies, he evil. Or yeah, I'm gonna vote for this man because he letting us have abortion. Like, that shouldn't be an issue. But I'm not a woman, so I don't know. But that shit right there, that shit shouldn't be an issue, though. That to me, that shit like that's an issue in a nation that's demonic. You know, having a big ass issue and people fighting about the right to abort babies, that's demonic in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But all right, y'all. Like, how y'all? I'm talking to Black Americans. Why do you like Biden? You know, I don't want to hear. I mean, I'm talking to white Americans. I'm talking to Americans. Period. Anybody that's not LGBTQ, nothing against you at all. I'm just saying, I know why y'all like Biden, because Biden do shit for y'all. I'm talking to people that consider themselves straight, a straight American that's not an immigrant. What policies do Biden have to make you want to support him? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, with Trump, like I said, man, I don't really feel them Republicans, but with Trump, I support securing our borders. If it take a wall or whatever, like, I'm with that shit. Motherfuckers talking about kids being taken from their parents and all that. Listen, man, this country got laws. If you go outside and shoot a motherfucker in the head, hey, you get away with it, motherfucker tell on you, the police come kick your door in, you having a meal with your kids, nigga, they taking you from your kids and you going to jail. Ain't nobody saying, oh man, why they take him from his kid? Nigga, because you committed a crime and you got caught. So the same thing go for illegal immigrants. If you sneak over here across the border, that's a crime. If you bring your kids, hey, that's on you. You put your kids in that situation. So if you get caught and they send you back or however they want to do it, hey, look, that's the chance you took and you knew the risk when you came up here. Why are we fighting for that shit? Why are we fighting for illegal immigrants to continue to commit crime? We fight for illegal immigrants to get away with breaking laws and shit up here. Make that shit make sense, man. And another thing, like, what's up with all these Migos on these mopeds and shit, man? Every time you see a moped, it's motherfucking Migos on them junks. Like, what's up with that shit? They was saying, like, in New York, them motherfuckers riding around with them junks, robbing motherfuckers and shit. Like, hey, man, be careful when you see a moped, man. You know what I'm saying? You know this, it be like, them illegals, man, they come over this motherfucker, they get a moped immediately. What's up with that shit? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, why y'all voting? Why y'all voting for Biden? What policies do he make that you as a straight American, how do it affect you positively? What policies do he make that you like? You know? I like the border shit. I don't like how they was promoting kids to with the trans shit and putting voting for Biden is like, you know, saying that you want your son to wear dresses and, you know, you want teachers to put dresses on your son without your permission. Your kids go to school and your whole time your teacher making them change his clothes and putting them in a dress because they feel as though he effeminate. And then before they go home, you know what I'm saying, they put them back in the regular clothes and you don't know none of that shit that's going on. That's liberal shit. You know? That's not you know, shit that Republicans do. I'm just saying, I don't understand it, dog. Like, the more I live, the more I realize that it ain't a lot of motherfuckers that think like me, man. And I don't understand like 80% of y'all out here at all. But all right, y'all.